William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Cartographers, a novel by Peng performed by Emily Wu Zeller, Nancy Wu, Karen Chilton, Ron Butler, Neil Hellegers, Jason Culp, and Brittany Pressley. A note before we begin. To view the maps mentioned in this story, be sure to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider. Author's note. We tend to think of maps as perfectly accurate. After all, that's the point of them. What good would a map that lied be? But in fact, many maps do just that. Unbeknownst to almost everyone who unfolds one and trusts it to take them to where they want to go, there's a long-standing secret practice among cartographers of hiding intentional errors, phantom settlements, in their works. Most of the time, these intentional errors are so small and well-disguised they're never found. But every once in a while, a phantom settlement doesn't stay a phantom. Sometimes, something magical happens. The Cartographers is a work of fiction, but its inspiration is rooted in truth. This story is for anyone who's ever opened up a map and gotten lost in it. 1. The Library. 1. In the dim light of her desk's single-bulb lamp, the map nearly glowed. Fra Mauro, it was called. It had been created in 1450 A.D. by a Camaldolese monk of the same name, who had designed it in his small cartography studio in the monastery of St. Michael, in that glittering, floating city of Venice. Fra Mauro had researched his map by interviewing merchants traveling through the area from afar, which allowed him to depict the known world of the time with far greater accuracy than those cartographers who had come before him. Even to this day, the Fra Mauro map was considered one of the finest pieces of medieval cartography in existence. Gently, Nell traced her gaze over the painted gold circular frame, looking for blemishes, inconsistencies in color, errant lines. The Fra Mauro map was also unique in that it was drawn opposite to most other world maps. It oriented the south at the top of its design, rather than the north. Simply put, it was nothing short of a masterpiece. If she'd been at a workstation in the conservation lab of the New York Public Library, with the map carefully installed onto a drafting table and her personal assortment of custom restoration tools laid out beside her, she would have chosen her graphic knife edge to gently cut away a frayed edge of the vellum or faintly scrape back a layer of too boldly restored ink. She would have delicately touched the leg of the repainted T in the Antarcticus of the map's lower right legend, to nick the most minuscule width away, so that it matched the original letter beneath it more perfectly. Instead, she simply pressed print and went to go retrieve another copy of the map from the clunky machine. The Fra Mauro map, the real Fra Mauro map, was on permanent exhibit in the city of its creation, in Venice's Biblioteca Nazionale Marciana. The diagrams before her were no more than a stack of cheap facsimiles. What she was doing was not what she had trained her entire life to do: conservation and research on priceless ancient pieces of art in a hermetically sealed museum laboratory. She was adding flourish, nonsense weathering marks and fading, to budget scans of those masterpieces at a cramped, sagging desk in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, and then printing them out by the batch to be sold to casual enthusiasts to add a bit of academic flair to their decor. Nell Young was not a scholar of cartography anymore. She was a design technician at Classic Maps and Atlases, trademark. We can make any map. Classic, as her boss called it.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?